A game of missed opportunities. Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapien with allbengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk here on a Sunday evening where the Bengals drop one in overtime to the Green Bay Packers 25-22. And I guess you could say they missed one, or they fumbled one, or they bumbled one, because there were a lot of opportunities that, well, they left hanging out there. Over the next few minutes, you're going to hear from Zac Taylor. You're going to hear from Evan McPherson. You're going to hear from Jamar Chase. But let's start with the story that we're talking about now. It's not just the loss. It's Joe Burrow, the Bengals star quarterback. What is going on with him right now? What we know, and it is, as I record this, 7 Eastern time, he was taken to a local hospital here few minutes from Paul Brown Stadium to check and see if he has a throat contusion. So it was precautionary, according to the Bengals, but Joe Burrow did not talk after the game. And we found out this news after Zac Taylor talked. The players didn't say much. You will hear from Jamar Chase on that coming up in just a second. I just want to dive into Burrow. We might as well, because the Bengals lose 25-22. It was a really weird, crazy game, right? A lot of missed kicks, which we'll get into all of that. But let's start with Joe Burrow. Up and down, couple interceptions, in a huge scare. And really 2 scares. And the one was scarier because he was down on the field, but he took a hit where he got hit straight-legged and fell forward, essentially, as he was throwing a deep ball to Chase early in the game. It was right after, if you remember, Chase, he had a great game, but he had one drop. And the play after that, Burrow threw a go ball to him deep downfield, and it hit the cornerback's helmet, but Burrow got hit in the knee. And he was a little gimpy after that, and I don't know if it was noticeable if you were watching at home on the TV broadcast, but I certainly noticed it here from the press box, and I'm like, okay, well, let's keep an eye on that, check that. And then he doesn't slide and is down for multiple minutes in the second quarter, and that was the scary one. 65,000 were in these seats, and silence, including all the Packers fans. It was like, oh my gosh, no, not again, not another injury for Joe Burrow. Well, he popped up, underwent a concussion test in the blue tent, and he was fine, as far as health goes. But that's not the case, right? I mean, there's at least some kind of concern. The good news is, even though he's being examined at right now for a throat contusion, and maybe the exam's done by the time I'm recording this, is that Jamar Chase said he was talking, that he didn't realize that there was anything really wrong with him. Here's what Jamar said after the game when we asked him about it.
I don't know anything was going on with Joe, honestly. Wish I did know, but I have no answer for that.
Could he speak during the game?
Yeah.
Did you talk to him after the game?
Yeah.
What was that? What did he tell you? What was the conversation like?
Just talking about, the game, just saying how we could have got better. We played a hell of a game, honestly. We just talking about, we just got to let this game go. We played our hearts out and just got to let the game go to the next game and went on the road.
So hopefully everything is okay with Burrow. We will keep you up to date here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk and allbengals.com. And for more on that specifically, I've written an article at allbengals.com. But let's dive into this game. And we could start with the good, Jamar Chase. And let's keep it there. Let's do that, because Jamar Chase was balling. He was just killing it. And I don't know what it is about this Burrow to Chase connection, but at the end of every half, it's like, wow. They just always seem to come up with a play. That 70-yard touchdown is the longest pass of Joe Burrow's young career, and obviously the longest reception for Jamar Chase of his career. Here's what the rookie wide receiver had to say about that play.
Just scramble drill, something we work on at practice. Ended up happening in the game. I seen Joe run out to the other side of the field. I just kept my eyes on Joe and ran to the other side like he did. I don't think he touched that at all, to be honest. It went straight through his arms, just like a distraction drill, really. We had a bunch of opportunities to take advantage of the go ball. I think I had about 4 downfield today. One of them, DB called back up to me. He was beat. He was thinking slant. The other one, just hard adjustment to get to it. And, the other 2, I think just like back shoulders. I caught one, and then the other one was out of bounds or something. So we had a lot of opportunity to hit goals. We was just trying to mix it up on what we wanted to do, stops, goals, ins, outs, you know what I'm saying? We're just mixing it up to get the defender to compress us so we could go over top.
Now, it was a mixed bag for the offense because outside of that and a 51-yard touchdown drive that was capped off by a 4-yard touchdown pass from Burrow to Samaje Perine, the Bengals offense was non-existent in the first half and really struggled. And one of the things I've talked about all week, fast start, 30-plus points. Well, the Bengals didn't do either one of those today, and I think that's why they lost. We're going to get into kicking and the situational stuff, but when it comes to Zac Taylor, when it comes to, his coaching future, and I know some with every loss are going to talk about it. Look, the Bengals are 3-2, and they have a chance to go 4-2 against Detroit. We'll see, if Burrow can play, and hopefully he can, and they get good injury news with some of these other guys like Jesse Bates and others. At the same time, what is going on with this offense? They're too talented to struggle for most of these first halves. And in today's case, most of the game. Throughout the day, not nearly enough production from this offense. Outside of Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow didn't have his best day. Like I said, the 2 interceptions. T. Higgins, a couple of drops. They couldn't get Tyler Boyd involved, which is super weird to me, especially on a day where Joe Mixon clearly limited. He's playing on that ankle, but he's playing injured, playing hurt. But he found a way to tie the game up or get the Bengals within striking distance with his lone touchdown run, which was a really nice run, but he was clearly limited. So I thought this was going to be just an aerial attack, mix Chris Evans when you need to run Samaje Perine's gotcha. And Zac Taylor went really conservative. And it was like, it was really weird how things were going throughout this game. And in the fourth quarter and overtime, running it and being okay with the 57-yarder. I'm all for Evan McPherson. I think I want the ball in Nine's hands until it's time to give the ball to Evan McPherson and say, hey, go win this game, Rook. And that's part of it. So Zac Taylor, after the game, says this team's going to learn from it. He was encouraged. Me, not so much. Here's what Zac had to say.
Tough loss. That thing was a roller coaster. Sometimes I didn't know how we ended up in the situation we were in. Probably they felt the same way on their sidelines. But I just told our guys, I know exactly what kind of football team we have now. If there's any questions about what type of fight we have, what type of energy we have, what type of love we have for each other, and I know that the people that were at the game today, the people that are watching on TV, they should be proud of this team. And it's going to come down to some last-second plays, and sometimes we'll make them, sometimes we won't. But this team's going to fight to the end against great teams, great quarterbacks, and I believe in our guys, and this is going to serve us well over the course of the season. We're battle-tested. Love where guys are at right now, and we'll just move on.
And when I say I'm not encouraged, it's not really about the players. I actually think the Bengals overall showed a lot today. I do. I think they showed a lot. Defensively, early on in this game, what did they do? They got after Aaron Rodgers. They made him uncomfortable. You had Cam Sample with multiple pressures. Trey Hendrickson was in Aaron Rodgers' grill for a decent amount of the day. And they force a punt, then they have Chidobe Awujie's interception, then they force another punt. That's a great start on defense. You have to follow it up with points. And they only got 7, and it wasn't that long of a drive, a 51-yard drive. Like I said, I think it was 10 plays, but it was a relatively quick drive. And that was it. And that is the part of it that when you look at this, if Zac Taylor was the next Sean McVay, well, that performance was unacceptable. 22 points against a defense that was missing a key player in Jair Alexander of their defense. You need to get the thing going. You need to get rolling. You need to score 30-plus, and this offense hasn't done it yet this season. To me, that is a big issue. And yet, despite that, despite Aaron Rodgers finding Devontae Adams 11 times for 206 yards, despite the Bengals offense getting off to a slow start, and Zac Taylor, honestly, underwhelming performance, and Burrow, underwhelming to a degree, didn't play his best. We'll say that. Didn't play his best. They had a chance. They're in the game. It's 22-14 in the fourth quarter, and what do? They march downfield and they score a touchdown, 75 yards, and all of a sudden, all right, it's 22-20. Well, they were trying to go to Jamar Chase on the 2-point conversion, and despite the double team, guess what? They were able to find, and Joe Burrow was able to find T. Higgins, and that's just, credit Higgins and Burrow there, and Burrow for being patient, the offensive line for giving him time. Huge, huge play. So they tied. It's 22-22, where Aaron Rodgers is going to go downfield and get a field goal, right? Aaron Jones has a huge run on the very next play. Well, it didn't happen because they missed it. Now, I'm sure you thought, I thought, everybody thought, I know I scrapped up my game store, I ripped it up, and I was like, all right, here we go. This is going to be it. The Bengals are going to drive down. I think there was like 2 minutes, 20 seconds or something like that. They ran one play, and it was a 2-minute warning. They're going to drive down, kick the field goal, and kaboom, wrap it up. Let's go. 4-1. And so now my game story is being written that way. And I'm writing and typing. And here we go, allbengals.com. Well, it didn't work out that way. And they got off schedule. T. Higgins had a drop that would have been a first down. Huge drop. Got him off schedule. And then that's when Zac got really conservative. It's like, all right, well, my man, Money McPherson, he's going to make the kick. And I get it. I understand why he did it. But a 57-yarder is no gimme. It's very, very hard to make a 57-yarder. And it hit the upright. It hit the upright. And honestly, Zac got lucky because clock management-wise, after that miss, he gave the Packers the ball near midfield with 26 seconds to go. That usually is game over in and of itself, and it wasn't. And it's crazy to think about, but then Evan McPherson gets another chance in overtime because of multiple missed kicks, and he thinks this one's going in, and he missed that one as well. Here's McPherson on both kicks in what was a disappointing day for himself, but as you'll hear, he's hasn't lost his confidence.
For me, what I saw is I struck it really well, and I saw it going right down the middle. So I guess you could say I kind of know whenever it's going to go in, and that was one of those moments. And so I was kind of celebrating with Kevin when it hit a hard left. And so, I mean, I couldn't really tell you. Maybe a big gust of wind caught it right at the last second, but I struck it well. I'm upset about it, but there's nothing really I can do about it now. Just kind of move on to Detroit and next kick. And just we're preparing for Detroit and go up there and get a good road win. As you could say, when the ball turned left, kind of caught me off guard. And honestly, I thought the refs were playing a game with us whenever I looked down there and they were doing the no good motion. Honestly, thought they were playing a game because I struck it really well and I was real confident that it was going through.
When did you know for sure that you had missed it?
Yeah, whenever I looked down and saw the officials, is when I realized it, and then I watched the replay. And I mean, if you watch it right at the last second, it just turns hard and it hits the flag. So.
About the 57-yarder, did you feel like you struck that one well, or did you kind of feel it bend toward?
No, I mean, honestly, off the foot, I knew I pushed it a little right. Didn't get all of it that I needed to. So that one was not as much of a surprise, you could say. I expect myself to make those, and I pride myself in making big-time kicks. And hopefully next week, if it doesn't come down, or if we don't blow them out, it comes down to a kick. I'll be ready to come through for our team.
That's how you need to be if you're a kicker. Next kick, right? Just like cornerbacks have to have that next play mentality. You get beat, you got to recover from it. And Joe Burrow, one of his interceptions was an awful interception in overtime. Bengals win the toss, and it's like, okay, well, they have some more momentum. And he throws that interception, and it was almost like no one wanted to win the game. There were so many missed kicks, 6 missed kicks total when you count the extra point that was missed by Mason Crosby. He missed 3 field goals. In an extra point, Evan McPherson missed 2 field goal attempts. So tough day for the Bengals to lose this game. There were a lot of mistakes. There were a lot of reasons why. Jamar Chase, without a doubt, hands down the MVP of today's game in my eyes. I think he was the best player on the Bengals offense by far. And at one point, when he makes that toe tap, that 21-yard toe tap on the sidelines, and he hauls that in, it's like, man, he just made the biggest catch. He's going to get them into field goal range. And then Taylor went conservative again. There's just like a run here, run there. All right, 49-yarder, go out there, Evan. And it's like, you got Joe Burrow. And I don't know if there's anything to that or not, but that's certainly something that you question after a second consecutive miss by the rookie kicker. Look, 3-2 is 3-2. But the Bengals easily could have been 4-1 after today's game. They missed it. They missed their opportunity, literally, figuratively. Take the analogy, run with it. Don't laugh at me. But you can laugh at me longer if you hit that subscribe button and check out more of our videos, because we are not going anywhere. Post-game, a little different because we don't have the news conferences for you. We can't air all of them. Like I said, NFL rules. But we'll bring you the best of it. We'll go a little longer here. And look at that view. I mean, you can't beat that. The sun is slowly setting on Paul Brown Stadium. Can't beat that view. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I'm James Rapien signing off where the Bengals drop one in overtime to the Packers 25-22.